Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Woman virtual series of panel. My name is Erum Ladak and I'm one of the executive directors of Woman to Woman Forum. I hope you all are having a wonderful Saturday today. The topic we are about to discuss is the power of gratitude. We all show gratitude towards Almighty through Salah and practice Alhamdulillah often in our daily lives. But often do we stop and practice gratitude? Today, we will learn from our expert, Farhina Rizvi, how to practice this in our daily life. And today, I have with me Farhina Rizvi and Anaz Ali Raza. Mashallah, they both carry professional lives and personal life well. They are also known for their philanthropy work in the community. Please help me welcome Farhina Rizvi and Farnaz Ali Raza. Salam, girls.
Assalamu
Walaikum
alaikum.
salam.
How are you both doing today?
Alhamdulillah, doing well.
So I know Farhina by Tina as well. So if you hear me call Tina, so don't get confused.
Yeah.
So Tina, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Firstly, I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining us here. Secondly, thank you, Erum, for this platform and inviting me here to speak on this wonderful, wonderful topic. So, as most of you know, I go by the nickname Tina. My name is Farhina Ali Rizvi. Um, so I live in New Jersey, married to a wonderful man. He's a Lama Sayyid Ali Rizvi. I'm a mother of two beautiful kids, Kandil Fatima and Cheyenne Ali. I'm graduate from UCLA Berkeley in computer sciences. I am currently pursuing my master's degree in data sciences from a Harvard Business School. I'm certified energy healer, a life coach, educator, teacher. So that's my brief intro. Thank you again.
MashaAllah.
Okay.
MashaAllah. Anas?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Again, I want to thank Iram Baji for inviting me to join this panel today. And for thinking of me for this topic because it's so close to my heart and what I do on a day-to-day basis. Also honored to be here and sharing the screen with a great mentor and friend of mine, Farhina Rizvi. Just want to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Arnaz. I work with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey for over 10 years now. Currently working in the real estate department, overseeing policies and procedures related to retail leasing and properties that are owned by the Port Authority. Prior to joining the Port Authority, I worked with the New Jersey State Legislator's Office, where I served as a campaign coordinator. My background is in public policy and legal studies, which has significantly shaped who I am today as I serve the public at large, focused on customer experience and social networking. Personally, I love to plan events, meeting new people, learning new skills, and spending time with my family. I have two young kids who keep me on my toes, but I
Awesome.
wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you so much for having me on this platform today.
Of course, mashallah. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
So we will start with our first question with you, Tina, and we will be getting question throughout the panel. So I'll
Sure.
bring that up also. So, what is the meaning of the power of gratitude?
Um, so let's talk a little bit about the word powers, right? So we all know that the word has power to either heal us or hurt us, right? It can create us or it can destroy us. Um, I'll talk about the power of words some other day, but definitely want to talk about the word power, um, power of the word gratitude today. Um, to me, it's a blessing. It's a word, gratitude is a blessing to attract more blessings, to resolve problems. So it has so much power that I cannot describe actually in a one word or a sentence. It has a power to change your life for good.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, So, how gratitude is different than thankfulness? We thank Allah every day, we say Alhamdulillah. So, what's the difference?
So gratitude is ability to express your thankfulness. So I would say um, you can break it in three steps to express the gratitude. Sorry, to express the thankfulness, you have to recognize like what are you thankful for first,
Okay.
and then acknowledge like who you are thankful to, right? And
Absolutely.
then how are you going to appreciate that? So, like I am right now thankful. I'm recognizing that I have this platform. And I'm acknowledging you because I recognize and then acknowledging you, and then with my words, I would like to again thank you, for inviting me here, and then give me this opportunity to educate all of you. So it's a three-step process of being able to express thankfulness. So it's a
Absolutely.
feeling, right?
Right.
Gratitude is a feeling to express thankfulness.
Absolutely. All right. So, this brings me to the question that what are the benefit of being grateful or thankful? I would like to Anas to answer this, please.
Sure. So before we get into the benefits, let's think about some of the roles that we have been given as a woman, right? So we were chosen to be a daughter, a sister, a wife, and a mother. I believe that Allah has chosen these roles for us because a woman does everything from the heart. So we have been given a responsibility to analyze situations, not just from the brain, but also with feelings. So if we really think about each role individually, we realize that we have been blessed in many ways. Allah has made us a daughter so that we could be there for our parents, to take care of their needs. He made us a wife to support our spouse, to provide listening ears when they are facing difficulties, and also for our children as we teach them about life, helping them to become good servants, in Allah's eyes, and to be helpful when someone is in need. And part of that is teaching them that there is so much to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
So being grateful is a mantra I truly live by on a daily basis. Whenever there's a situation, there is, something is wrong, or someone expresses discontent towards an issue they're having, I always try to show them the other side of the story. So many times we are so focused on what's going wrong in our lives, right? That we forget all the things that are actually going right. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
the benefit of seeing the other side of things is that it helps to calm your nerves, think about the situation more holistically, and then independent of how we are feeling, inside ourselves. So you may have heard the saying, never make a decision when you're angry, right? So,
Yes.
and that's really because it may lead you to something that's far worse. And it's always good to step away from whatever the situation is first, analyzing it from an unbiased perspective, and then coming up with a solution. So, a phrase that I often use in my own house is don't repeat a problem, come up with a solution. So, those are, some of the things that we kind of follow here. And, that's how we kind of help ourselves to be more grateful on a daily basis.
That's wonderful, Anas. Farina, you want to add something to it?
Yeah. So basically, every time you are grateful or you express the gratitude, you are making another person happy and making yourself very happy too.
True.
It's instantly enhance the mood of another person as well as yours too. It is like in scientifically, it's proven that it releases the dopamine in your brain, and then it releases stress. It's make you happy. It's a mood enhancer. It's a natural mood enhancer. And if you continuously practice in your life, which I have been doing for like aggressively for like good 9 years now, and then I'm teaching it too. It's in the moments of my lows, it brings me back to life physically, emotionally. It keeps you healthy. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. So
Yeah.
we had a comment from Sabina. Can I bring that comment back again? Yes, so she said, well said, and I agree. Thank you, Sabina, for that
Thank
comment.
you. Mhm.
And Binish Amreen saying, Mashallah, amazing topic. Thank you, Binish.
Thank you.
So now, Farhina, tell me about your discovery of gratitude practice. I know you have your own group that where you help others.
Yes, I do. So there's this book called by the name of The Magic from Rhonda Byrne. She is a writer of a very famous book, The Secret. It's a law of attraction book. I follow and I read and study a lot of self-help books. So it's a continuation. It's the second book she wrote in the series by the Word of Magic. So the very first time I read it, I could not resonate with the word magic itself. I practiced it how she taught, and I was like, no, I cannot connect with it. It was missing. Um, so I started doing my own research, thinking that there's no possibility that Quran and Ahl would have not taught us this. Um, that leads me to Quran, right? So very beginning of Quran, like when you opens up, it's the first surah you opens up. That's what happens to me too. And when I asked Allah the questions like, how can this be missing? This practice is so wonderful. So many people taking benefit of it. I want, I want to take full benefit of it. What I'm missing and why can't I connect with it? Why it's not being taught? So when I opened the Quran and I said Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the very first was Surah Fatiha and the first word was Alhamdulillah, right? So
Yes.
I sat there and I cried and cried. And then to me, the word which came was a miracle. So I named this practice as a miraculous gratitude practice when I teaches it, and that was my discovery. So what I did, and then I kept that book and then Quran and Teaching of Al-Ibad, and I remodified it in a Islamic way so I could connect it. And that was my whole discovery. And then I've been practicing, and I practiced for 1.5 years, and then I started teaching it, seeing so many benefits of it.
MashaAllah. That is amazing. I mean, the one has to be blessed to come to this point where you are, MashaAllah.
Thank you.
So tell
Okay.
us about what a gratitude practice day consist of when
So
we talk
this,
about, yeah.
sure. So let me add to when I was discovering, about the gratitude, and then I started like kind of reading more in Quran that what are other surahs, chapters which begins with Alhamdulillah, and what are the teaching of it. I have like a whole. I feel like sometimes writing a book all about it, which I might do it in future. But then Surah Kaf, Surah Saba, Surah Anam, Surah Fatir. These are five chapters which began with this. And then when you get to learn about it, it's amazing. I'll talk about it some other day. But
Sure.
again, going back to your question, ask me one more time. I'm sorry, I lost track.
Sure. So I want to know that what are the
Oh,
gratitude
the day.
practice in a day? Yeah.
Yeah. So the gratitude practices consist of 28 days. So first 12 days is what you have. You will recognize it, right? So I will teach you that this what you have. So many things. When it's the first time I practice, is like, oh, I I I had it for all along. It's such a blessing, and never was appreciated. I never recognized it. That's in my life, and be grateful to. So you
Mhm.
will learn to be thankful for what you have in first 12 days. So next 10 days will be like how to use this gratitude practice to fulfill your dreams and desire. That part, those 10 days, changed my life. Um, Alhamdulillah, everything when I started practicing and teaching, not my life, to people too, I get great feedbacks for it. Like there's one day which consists of like you have to write your dreams and wishes, and it can be as many. And but there's a formula to write the dreams and wishes and how to fulfill. So I literally, whenever I write it down, I strike it and I have years and years of it. Whenever I go back to the page, I it's fulfilled, alhamdulillah. It's fulfilled, alhamdulillah. So that, and then next 8 days is about how to resolve the current problems in your life. It they miraculously dissolves.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
sometimes the solution is right there and we don't see it.
yeah, and then when I use the word miracles, you will see when you will start to do this practicing. Some people started experiencing in the first 5 days. Somebody was saying 10 days, 13 days, and they said, oh, what I wished for, because they set a goal, okay, that, hey, for certain wish, I want to start the gratitude practice. So many people started with this. Somebody wanted get pregnant, buy a home, and whatsoever the list is, right? And that get fulfilled and they stop it there. But to complete the whole process once will bring and attract miracle and then make a habit, you know. That is something which I want to teach and incorporate to everybody in the world if I wish I could. So thank you again for this platform. I'm sure lots of people will get benefit out of it.
Inshallah. So tell
Inshallah.
me about, you have a WhatsApp group, and if somebody
Yes.
wants to reach out to you, we can share your email address as well, so they know how to.
Absolutely. Yes, I
So
do have a group. I believe it can be shared in the chat here, and
yes,
also I believe you can pin it
yes,
in the comment section here. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions. You can join the group, and inshallah, I'll be there.
inshallah. So when is the next group starting? You have something in the.
Yes. So my next practice, I'm planning to start first of Ramzan, inshallah, and continue for next 28 days. It's completely free. So please join with your friends, family, whoever you want to take the benefit of it. And please, it takes only 5 minutes to 7 minutes max every day. And it's
Oh
a
wow,
grateful
that's
month.
it.
Yes, it does. That's all it takes, when you just need
Yeah.
to sit down and practice it. So
Because sometimes we hesitate and we think, we're gonna have to take out so much time to do
that's
anything.
why,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's a quick 5, 7 minutes, the most that it takes, and then that's why it's easy to incorporate into your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a quick, right? We want everything how times and everything is. We don't want anything which is going to take us forever to do or practice something or do something quick. So this it's going to be like I will be providing every day in my group the YouTube links, and you can follow it the next morning every time. Maybe you wouldn't get up for to make the theory. You can get up and do it at that time, and I think it will be a great start for to make it your habit, because anything you practice for good 21 days, it becomes a habit. And then if you continue to practice it for the next 40 days, it becomes your part of your nature, that if you will not do it, you'll start missing it. Oh, I didn't do anything. So I think that's the best time, and that's where I'm planning to start this.
inshallah. So Sonia just messaged Salam and then she said she would love to join.
You
So
are
Sonia,
welcome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have the her WhatsApp group in here and her email address. So and I know that you know Farhina as well, so you can reach out directly as well. And
Yeah.
I inshallah will be joining as well
Same
next.
here.
Just to add to it, I do
Yeah.
do one-to-one teaching as well, but for that it's a cost associated to it. But this is like once a year I do it with a whole bunch of group of people, and I really enjoys it. I choose everything which I do it like in one-to-one sessions too. One-to-one sessions are more like personalized. Um, so if anybody want to reach me that way, you're most welcome to.
All right. So the WhatsApp group you have created, so that is free of cost.
It is
Oh,
free.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then
And the
one-on-one,
services, yeah,
yeah,
one-on-one sessions are is going to cost because of course it's extra time in my
of
day.
course, of
But
course.
this group sessions are free starting from the first of Ramzan, inshallah.
Thank you, Tabinda. Tabinda is saying, inshallah, she will join
Inshallah.
too.
You are
That would be
welcome.
great, Tabinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I would like you both to one by one, share your personal experience and stories, how this practice change you, because you practice and you teach also, Farhina. So I want to first go to Anas and
Absolutely.
ask her, in every day, how do you practice gratitude? And, you shared some of it, regarding your kids and, how you go by a code that, find a solution. I, always say that too, like, if there's a problem, let's find a solution first. And then, if we can't do anything, then leave it on Allah. So go ahead and ask. Can you please share
Sure,
some
sure.
any personal stories? Yeah.
Sure. So, I mean, a personal experience that I recently encountered just about a week ago, when I was thinking of this, question. It was a Monday. I had signed up for two training classes, right? So right after work from 9 to 5, and mind you, the work never ends after 5, right? You just start your next job after 5 p.m., right?
Of
So,
course.
I had my training class from 6 to 8 p.m., and then I had another one, back to back 9 to 10. And in all of this craziness, since it was the first training, there was no time to think of, the biggest question of the day, like what is for dinner? So I said, I carried on with the schedule, letting everyone know in the house that mommy was very busy today, right? So in between training, my puppy calls, my aunt, and I didn't answer because I was in the middle of training. And I text her back saying, I'm sorry, I'm in a training, I'll call you back. She writes back to me, don't worry about it. I just wanted to drop off some nazar for you all
Oh,
because today is Shab-e Miraj. I
yeah.
said,
Mashallah.
okay, thank you. And my husband went to pick it up from her. He came back with a full tray of biryani with
Wow.
Wow.
on the side, okay, a fresh bowl of fruits
Oh,
and
Wow.
mashallah.
puriyan filled with sweet halwa.
Oh, yum, yum.
Mashallah.
When I saw this, I immediately looked up to Allah and said, thank you.
Indeed,
You
indeed.
knew,
Absolutely.
yeah. I
Yeah.
said, Allah knew that I needed this today.
Of
And
course.
He had already made arrangements for us.
Bishop.
And,
Indeed.
some may perceive this as just pure luck, right? But as
Yeah.
a true believer, this act of kindness really stood out for me. And there was nothing but pure joy and gratitude for my aunt and, thanking Allah, that evening. So that's
Absolutely.
one
This is so
experience I really
sweet.
want to share. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I love this. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Farhina, do you have any, personal stories to
Yeah.
share?
So, like, I will share a few stories with you. Recently, somebody where I was giving this lecture, one of woman, she reaches out to me and she said, because I was asking, like, maybe somebody have experienced it, which that maybe somebody was already practicing the gratitude, in their own way, and maybe they have felt, that this specific, practice or the way they be doing, expressing their gratitude to Allah Ta'ala made have changes too. So she reaches out me, and she told me that I'm starting with the most recent one, and she told me that Frahina, like 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with the breast cancer. And it was also sudden. My kids were young, and um, doctor said that, you know, it's to the point that you might not survive. So she said I sat on Dynamas and cried. And in the sajda, promised to Allah that if I heal, in my each first namaz, I will start adding um, 2 rakats, shukrana namaz. So she told me that in 3 months she completely healed. Of course, she had to go through the process, medical
Mashallah.
process, but she
Subhanallah.
completely healed. And from the last 20 years, she'd been practicing this. So
Subhanallah.
that was a beautiful, beautiful, expression of gratitude to Allah, and how it miraculously ch- gave her life, when there was no hope. Um, so then something similar, there was this girl who's trying to conceive for the last 20 years. And she said, my only goal to do this practice, she was very, very, she was like not believing it and all that. I was like, of course, it's all in Allah's hand. It's not in my hand, but this is something what I teaches. And then it it does change the life of people. So yes, go ahead with all your heart, with the belief of that it can brings miracle in your life. Practice it. So she was practicing it in like on 13th day. She said, unbelievable. I conceived. It's like,
Wow,
is it
mashallah.
because I practiced this? Or is it because I was like, whatever you want to believe.
Yes.
I just wanted to let you know it works for so many people. Like whatever your dreams and desires, um, they will miraculously get fulfilled. You know,
I
uh,
believe it's a niyat, how,
it,
your niyat is the most important
yes,
thing.
you have to believe in what you're doing too. So many of us are like, um, use the word Alhamdulillah for Allah Ta'ala for every little things, but we're missing the feeling into it. You know, how to express with the feeling, that is something I learned, and that is what I teach. Not to Allah Ta'ala only, but to people. You know, how the words, just a simple word of thank you with feelings, can change the whole attitude in the conflicts, and sometimes in just middle of like conflict. So many times, I've taught and I experienced it myself too. When I realized, okay, what is the problem? It's like, most of the time it is that person feel unappreciative, you know I have done this for such a long and hasn't done. So I, s- I, I recognized that. And then I was like, that's a problem. Of course, when I'm all fumed up and everything, or we all are all fumed up, we fail to recognize that why it's happening. But 90% of the time, that's a problem. We feel unappreciative. So to when I teach this practice, you will learn, how to start expressing, to who to express, when to express. That is very important part what I learned, and I practice it, and it changed my life in so many ways, in um, mentally, physically, financially, my personal marital life, everything it changed, and it does affect everybody who learns it and continuously practice it. This practice is not going to be like something you're going to do for 28 days and they say, okay, yes, the blessings will still come and
Mhm.
pour, but if you make it your habit and then part of your nature that you must do it, then you'll feel wonders. You feel that yes, you will really connect with Allah Ta'ala. You will really connect with the people. And then big thing is people forget to thank themselves. When you will learn that part of it, that hey, you know what? I've been doing so much. My body is doing so much. My mentally I'm doing so much. When you will learn that and you will start to appreciate that, that was life changing for me and for so many people, because we do recognize so many people, like people or all the time to Allah Ta'ala too, by using Alhamdulillah with expression or not expression, but we never say thanks to ourselves. We fail to recognize ourselves, right? So that is another very important part of this practice, which you will learn. And that's a good mood and answer for me all the time.
Absolutely.
It's,
So we have a comment from Zainab Jaffer. Can we bring it up, please? So Zainab says, Salam, gratitude is a great way to be grounded. Thank you for great teamwork for reminding others. Thank you, Zainab, for your comment. And
very
Sabina
welcome.
Mahmood says, when I used to work in retail pharmacy, a thank you went a long way. Thank you, Sabina, for that comment.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so there, can you guys give some tips to our audience how to express gratitude to Allah Almighty and people, as you just touched that, Farhina? So, Anas, do you want to give some tips to our
Sure,
audience?
sure, sure. So for me, being expressive comes naturally, right? So people don't really have to ask me if something is wrong or right because I'm probably the first to communicate it. And I do that simply because I would rather say something than to keep it in my heart. My perspective is that if we are so vocal about sharing what is wrong with something or someone, why aren't we as vocal about the things that are right and recognize people for, their efforts? The world, as we have seen, can seem unfair at times. Situations don't always turn out in our favor. So, what can we do to improve the world around us, right? So, as I said, being expressive and supportive is really key to a better, world for all of us. So, let's begin by showing gratitude to those around us. And how do we do that, right? So, one, acknowledge someone even if they don't acknowledge us. What I mean by that is sometimes we get hung over someone's personality and we say, well, why should I say salam, right? Or why should I talk to them first when they don't? To me, that could be the individual's personality, but it's not mine, right? So approach people with a smile and see how their face lights up. Number two,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Number two is, compliment each other. When we compliment a coworker or we acknowledge someone for their effort, it builds their confidence. And when we tell our spouse, for instance, that we appreciate something they did for us, you will notice the difference in how they speak to you afterwards. Like, मैं तुम्हारे लिए ये कर दूं, मैं वो कर दूं, मैं वो ला दूं, right? You will see that change just
Yeah.
by complimenting one another.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
Number three is motivate people to be their best. The way we motivate our children to be better individuals, we should motivate each other to also be better people. And sometimes it's just a little boost in our confidence that can, help or direct someone on the right path. Number four, is like second to last, is don't hoard happiness. If something that brings you joy, something you've bought or something that you know that you recently learned has helped or benefited you, share it. Someone else may
Absolutely.
also benefit from it, and you'll truly get the savab for that also.
Indeed.
I
Yeah.
agree 100% on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, number five, be reliable. So if someone has given you a responsibility to carry out a task, make sure you deliver on it. And one of the things that always I keep in mind is if when somebody, comes to me, I always feel honored that, someone actually thought of me to do something for them. So, it's in our best interest to show them that we are able to deliver what they've asked, us to do. And then, last but not least, recognize one another, recognize our talents, recognize who we are, our strengths, not, don't worry too much about the weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, but let's focus on our strengths. And I think we would be way happier and more connected, inshallah.
That was really good, Anas.
Mashallah,
Farina, do you
Naz,
want to
you
add
have a
something, please?
beautiful, beautiful mind. I must say that.
Yes, mashallah.
Yeah, she's
Absolutely.
naturally beautiful inside out. I
And
must say
gifted.
that.
Yes,
Thank
It's beautiful to hear you. How you expressed it and taught beautiful, beautiful tips.
mashallah. And
Thank you
it's
so
such a
much.
good reminder. Most of us,
Yes,
have that in their heart, but somehow we forget. So this is
yes,
such a, excellent reminder today.
yes,
Jazakallah for that. So,
definitely.
Farina, do you want to add something? And I would like
Sure.
to tell our audience, so please feel free to post any questions you have. We have about 12, 13 minutes to go.
Yes. So I will start with the gratitude practice journal, which is I'm going to teach too. Um, this is what I have, and it has been like I think every day I write a page full, you know, which is like let me share with you. This is how I write.
you, mashallah.
So yeah, this is
Mashallah.
something about writing. It really really magnifies the blessing. It's like there's a word order from your words, and then there are words how you write it down. It has it brings a lot of more attraction of this miracle of a gratitude. So write, and that is something I'm going to teach how to write in this practice, inshallah. And it is part of my life for last 10 years. Second, very important is I have this gratitude jar.
Oh,
So what I
wow.
do is, yeah. So what I do is, here. So sticky note, and then I make little slips. I cut them further. Anything I feel gratitude, I write it down, and I just stick it in there, right?
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah. And then whenever I in a bad mood or something happened at work, home, or I get TikTok, I open it up, I start reading, and it does wonders. I feel um, amazing after that. So yes, something of sort like that, a, a jar really really helps. What else? That is, and then of course that's expression to Allah Ta'ala, right? So this is jar for Allah Ta'ala, a thank you card for people.
Oh, okay.
Just take a thank you card. There's something still about a simple card. You write a note on it with your hand, personalize it, and send it is very different than being able to text. All right, yes, it's nice. Of course, we all are adapting technology, but this little note with expression, you know, what are you thankful for to specific person? I sent it out to my mother, right? First time when I learned it, I wanted to, and with the flowers, I just wanted to express my gratitude. It was my birthday, and I sent it out to her for all this year for taking care of me, teenagers, mood swings, and God knows what she has put up with. And just that expression, um, when I got back from her, was on Facebook. I can never forget, you know. Same way, start expressing it to people around you, to your husband, to your kids. You make them a food, maybe write a little note with them too, you know. They get a grocery, write a little note for them. I have this sticky note, just giving you another example, in the bathroom. So I know everybody gonna go read it there. So I stick the note, thanks for your smile today. Thanks for helping to take out the trash. Thanks for taking care of your hygienes, whatever, right? So I write it down.
I love that part.
It's a reminder, and in a very gentle way too, right? So
Absolutely.
that really, really helps. So we covered Allah Ta'ala, and then we covered people. Now, show gratitude to yourself every time
How
you
do
do
we do
something.
that? Yeah, can you
That's what I said,
explain?
yeah.
Yeah.
So every time, I'm just going to give a few tips. Of course, I'm going to teach that because we have like 12 days for it, right? So, how you express it, I'll give you the wonderful tip every time works for me, and it motivates me and brings me to a very positive mind is again, I recognize myself. Every time I do something, I pause and I tell myself, wow, Farhina, this is what you did. And I'm truly, truly happy that you did. Thank you so much, that you are able to share, able to express, able to conduct the meeting, take care of the kids, able friend, start appreciating yourself too. It will motivate you to be more kinder, nicer, because there's so many times, like Erna says, that we do not get appreciated from other people. Okay, that's okay. I appreciate myself.
And we tend to forget ourselves first, always.
Exactly. So if people forget to recognize you, start recognizing yourself.
Hmm.
What are you thankful for? And then be very appreciative. I take myself to trees. I take myself to um, whatever I like, a book I buy for myself or clothes I buy myself. And I tell myself when doing that, hey, you did that. That's your gift. Thank you. Really, I give myself flowers too, I don't wait for anybody to do that for me,
Hmm.
because that expectations leads you to disappointments and, many IKEA, and then I did not get recognized.
Yeah. That is
Do it
a
for
great
yourself.
gesture
Make
about
your
the flowers. Yeah.
Yeah, make yourself happy. Whatever
Yeah.
makes you happy, give yourself and thank yourself for that, you know? So I have like really a monthly bouquet coming to myself.
That
I love
is,
flowers. People
I
think
like
that,
that idea.
yes, it comes to me, or if I go to Costco and I love flowers, like, oh, these are beautiful. That's my thankful gift to me. And my husband, first time when he's like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Let me buy it for you. So he started buying it for me. This thing, he's like, so all this year you've been doing it this to yourself. I'm like, yes, like, oh, let me do that. I really felt really good when he did it. Kind of weird too, because I was so used to doing it for myself. But it just
Yeah.
he saw that I love flowers, and I'm gifting it to myself. So he started buying. Sometimes you just have to train the people too. And by telling what you really want, false expectations.
So we are getting comments here. Awesome spirit, Farhina from Marzia. And Tabinda also said, Mashallah, you are very well organized, lady. So thank
Thank
you for
you.
those comments. So we
Thank
have
you.
about four
Wow.
minutes to go. When you talked about flowers, I saw that in my house happening. I never, thought of that I will bring flowers for myself. But I saw this practice by my daughter,
Yeah.
and it amazed me. I was like, "Did you buy flowers for yourself?" She said, "Mama, yes. I love
Yeah.
flowers, and it makes
Yeah.
me happy to buy flowers." So
Yeah.
sometimes you learn from your children to
Absolutely. Yeah.
so this really brought smile to my face, and I said, "Yeah, that's amazing, mashallah."
Yes. Yes. MashaAllah. Yeah.
So if there's no question from the audience, let's see. So I have just last question that when and how, Farhina, you decided to share your knowledge with others. Just in a minute, if you can share that.
Sure. So, like I said, that when I was introduced to this book in 2012, I could not resonate with it. I created my own in 1.5 year, doing researches through Quran, through Alphabet, to the people of religion, so I could really connect with it. For a good 1.5 year, when it started bringing miracles to my life, I rushed to my mother, my sisters, and like, oh my God, I discover, you know, such a beautiful practice, mom. I'm created it. You should do this with me, and mom, sisters, and everybody. I started convincing them. It's like you should do this, and they did. They were the first people who started doing it. And my few of my best friends, very close people, and they saw that result too as like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm already was a certified healer, right? So I started introducing it to my Reiki group, which is on Facebook and everything. So I replaced the word Allah with the God, and start teaching it to all kind of people, right?
And you
So
started this a year and a half ago, if I'm not wrong.
no, I
When you
started it
started your group.
after 2012. So
Okay.
around 2014 end,
Okay.
right? That's the and like December of it, so that's the very first time my mother did it. And then I created a group, I created a Facebook page, and I started with with the universal concept that everybody could take benefit it. So when I practiced that, I used to practice with the God term instead of using Allah, so people all people could connect with me. So that's how I started out. And then last year I did, no, 2 years ago, 2020, when the COVID hit, me and my sister were home, and she's like, Tina, we need to do one session in Urdu. There's so many people who can do it. I was like, yeah, but my Urdu is like, you know. She said, give it a try. We'll do it. So we created some YouTube's video. We shared it with people in Pakistan. A lot of people. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of appreciation too. And then recently, Ernaz, we were talking about it. She reached out to me, and thank you again, Ernaz, because that a lot of people will take benefit of it, and that
Yes.
is,
And that's what, this idea came to my mind that let's bring it to, further audience. So, guys,
yeah,
I will have to wrap this now. Mashallah, I know there's a lot to talk about, but I just want to thank Farhina and Anas for joining me today.
Most
I
very
really,
welcome.
really appreciate it. And I want to thank the audience who joined in. And if you missed it, you can listen to it later. And don't miss our next panel, which is on ageism on 2 p.m., and which is moderated by Sabina Mahmood. And hopefully, we will see you all in person tomorrow in our fourth International Women Gala at Rasoi. And have a wonderful day, Farhina and Anaz. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of the Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jazakallah.
everybody. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very much.
much. Thank you.